Hello Aries, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts with your bonus reading for the second half of June. General reading as always, guys. It's not going to resonate with every single person, so please do take from this whatever makes sense for you and release the rest. If you're interested in your own personal private reading, all of that info is down below in the description box. And I will, of course, include a link to all of the card decks that are used here today. So we're following a particular structure for this bonus reading this time around for all signs. And we're breaking it up into two sections, which of course will be time stamped down below. It's up to you what it is that you prefer to watch, whether the divine feminine or the divine masculine, or you can watch the whole thing, totally up to you. And we're going to be taking a look to see how it's affecting the divine feminine and the masculine and the overall vibe of the connection. They might go together, they might not, it just depends on how the cards play itself out for this reading here, guys. So let's start. Let's take a look and see how this is affecting the divine feminine at this time. This is a deck by Flames of Alchemy, Divine Feminine Energy Oracle cards. All right, guys, so let's take a look at that. Aries, for this bonus reading, angels and spirit guides for the divine feminine. Let's take a look here. How is the overall energy for the divine feminine? How is it affecting the feminine when it comes to the connection with the masculine? What's going on in this situation here? We've got curiosity coming through. So my feminines are in a very curious state right now, trying to figure things out perhaps when it comes to the connection with the masculine. We do have the crown chakra coming forward here. That's a card of consciousness. Whenever any of my chakra cards come forward in a reading, I do feel that there is a bit of an imbalance in that area. And the crown chakra, it is focused specifically on the words I know, and it's also tapped into thought. It is picking up off of the link to the universe, your higher consciousness, the connection between wisdom and that spiritual insight, as well as just how it's affecting your overall well-being. And it's coming through here, I feel, for my feminines because it is affecting that part of her. So I do feel that there's a bit of an imbalance here. We do have adoration coming through, but it is followed up by abandoned. So, and I just happened to glance at the next two cards, which makes such sense here. We have release, and then we've got proposal. Okay, so what I'm feeling here, Aries, and this is a very specific storyline that's presenting itself here, so if it's just not your story, you're going to know it right off the bat. I do feel clearly, of course, that the feminine has a lot of love and adoration for the masculine, but this is a situation where you guys were committed to one another, possibly even committed by way of an engagement or marriage here. And somebody was abandoned in this partnership. As you can see, we do have a bride in this photo. So it might have been one of those situations where you guys were planning to get married and something happened and you guys ended up breaking up before you even got married. That's for some of you. And another interpretation of this, of course, could be that you were married to your masculine. You guys were already building a life together. You have history together. And here's my feminine coming through with this abandoned energy. So my feminines were abandoned by the masculine in this partnership, and it was definitely very painful. That's what I'm picking up here. And I'm also feeling for my feminines that some of you had no choice but to let this go, to release it, because your person, your masculine, ended up breaking things off or walking away or letting go before you even had a chance to do that. So I'm feeling here for some of you, and of course this does not represent every single person tuning in. I just feel that there are those of you who had to detach from this partnership because you had no choice. You had to release them. You had to let them go because they let you go first. And look at this. We've got lonely. So I've got a very lonely divine feminine that's coming through here. Very painful energy. Let's clarify this with tarot. This is the Pining Rose Tarot by my friend Amy of Calico Moon. So we're going to have to clarify these messages here with some tarot messages. But it just feels very heavy and very painful. That is a part of the journey that my divine feminines have been through. And perhaps part of this curiosity is wondering, how's my masculine doing without me? Was our connection so bad that you had to abandon me, you know, and leave me behind? That's a part of what I'm feeling. There could also be particular songs that my feminine hears, and it makes her very sad. And I do tend to refer to my divine feminines as her and she, but of course I do get that it can be for female as well as male. So take it for how it resonates for your situation and your energy. We've got a reverse card here. What do we have? The Page of Cups is water. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. A young person, love offer, inner child, creative opportunities, good news, a crush. That's what it represents in the upright, this Page of Cups. But it is coming up reversed. That's how we're going to have to read that card. So the Page of Cups reversed is somebody who's emotionally immature, very insecure. They could also be disappointed in love. And so this is how it's presenting itself when it comes to the masculine that this feminine has had to walk away from, I feel. They were just not emotionally stable enough to offer the feminine long-term happiness, I feel. Look at this. We've got the Ten of Swords. Painful endings, betrayal, crisis, emotional wounds. Followed by the Death card. Wow. This is no joke for my feminines here. And if you are feminine tuning in and watching this portion of the reading for yourself, you've been through one hell of a journey here. But you know what? You're still here. You're still standing. This may have really broken your heart and into shreds, but you're still here. And so I understand why you're out of balance, especially in that crown chakra area. And perhaps there was a point in time when you were so certain that this was it, this was your person. But you were just dealing with somebody that could not offer you what it was that you were looking for. And this particular card in the reverse is bringing forward disappointment. So they were going to disappoint you no matter how this played itself out. The Death card is all about transformation. This is picking up off of Scorpio energy here. This is all about endings, changes, transformation. Something needed to end here. And actually, it might be a blessing in disguise here, Aries. It needed to end because you deserve something way better. So maybe they did you a favor here by abandoning you and walking away from this, giving you no choice but to release it and let it go, because there's something way better suited for you. This could be you as well, just really curious as to what the future has in store for you. And what the future has in store for you, Aries, my divine feminines, could be this King of Cups coming in to offer you the love that you never received from this person that abandoned you. This is somebody who is a compassionate individual, very diplomatic, somebody who is emotionally balanced, you see? So you had to let go of somebody who was not emotionally balanced. And here comes this person, this divine masculine, who is the exact type of person that you've been looking for. So it's almost like the divine intervention. You know, the universe had to step in to remove this person out of your life in order to bring you someone way better suited to heal that heart of yours. So yes, you had to go through something super painful in order to get to this stage if you're not here already. Or certainly this is what's coming in for you. And if you're not here yet, that's because you haven't fully healed from this experience, which is understandable. Something this painful takes time. Ten of Wands, I'm not surprised to see this. This is fire energy, which of course is your own vibe, Aries. This is tapped into heavy burdens, extra responsibilities, hard work, completion, as it states here in this card. It's time to lay those heavy burdens down attached to the past, attached to this person who has hurt you. And then we've got the Five of Swords here. Conflict, competition, winning at all costs. You know, and maybe that's how this particular masculine was with you, Aries. My feminines. And part of this competition and part of the conflicts that happened in this particular relationship is that your masculine could have entered into other relationships, allowing other people to come into their life that had no business being there. So yeah, for some of you, this could have certainly been infidelity and third-party situations. That's a part of what that competition is all about. Somebody else who is vying for your person's attention and they're allowing it. That contributed to this painful ending. But look at this, Aries. Six of Wands, that's you. That's your energy. Victory, success, recognition, celebration, and confidence. So, what this is telling us here is that even though you have been through a very painful experience in love and romance when it comes to your masculine, or at least a masculine, you can certainly move forward and come out on top, having learned from this experience, having gained so much wisdom so that you can avoid situations like this moving forward. This is you being victorious here. Very successful, getting your confidence back. So I do feel you're not quite here yet. You're working on it, but you will get there. You will absolutely get there. So let's add to this. This is the Moody Moon Messages deck. This is by one of my soul sisters, Sister Moon Tarot, honoring the cycle of the Divine Feminine. So let's add to this Divine Feminine. And I love the name of this deck, Moody Moon Messages. And you certainly have the right to be moody after all this bullshit. Good Lord, that's not easy to deal with, but you're going to come out on top. Angels and spirit guides, please. For Aries, Divine Feminine. All right, what else for my feminines? What else? Angels and spirit guides, please, for Aries. Tired. This one keeps popping up for a reason, and maybe that's why we're in Mercury retrograde. Who knows? But this keeps popping up. Tired, my feminines. You're tired. You're ready for a new beginning. Absolutely, you deserve that new beginning. I'm not surprised to see this either. Mysterious, okay? My boundaries are up. Whose boundaries wouldn't be up after having gone through all this? Mine sure would be. We have PMS, completely immersed in my yin energy. Again, you know, totally cannot fault the feminine for being in this type of energy. Now, for some of you, we do have this longing energy, which for me is still tapped into this lonely vibe from that particular card, you know, wishing you were here. So there's a part of you that's certainly holding on to parts of this relationship that might have been good, feeling nostalgic about the good elements of that relationship. But for the most part, I do feel for my feminines that you're working on yourself, you're healing you. You've switched direction, you're tired of how things were going before, and you're ready to open up a brand new door in your life. Some of you guys want to start families. We've got this fertile energy. I want babies. And this immature person could not offer you what it is that you've been wanting, unable to offer you the family that you've been wanting to have. And perhaps that's why we've got this King of Cups coming in. Aries, this is the masculine for you that can love you, that can give you the children, the babies that you're wanting in your life, to be able to build a life with you. not abandon you, not hurt you, not cheat on you. That's what I'm picking up from that. All right, so let's add to this with some romance angels, Aries. There's so much going on here, but I do feel, you know, this is part of your healing journey, is to overcome this, to be victorious and successful in your own life, not just your love life, just life in general. You know, I really feel you dealt with somebody who really did a number on you and ended up hurting you big time. So this is a chapter of your life that came to an end. But again, I do feel that it ended for a reason, that yes, it hurt you, but you're going to be okay. You're going to be able to stand on your own 2 feet again someday. All right, for Aries, for the Divine Feminine Angels and Spirit Guides, please. I got a card flying. Hold on. Okay. We have flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. This is perhaps a part of your overall energy naturally, that you might be very flirtatious in nature or just very lighthearted with how you interact with people. And that could certainly be what brings love back into your life. Just being out there and mingling and getting to know people, getting back into the dating scene if that's something that you're ready to do. Look at this. Retreat. This has varying degrees of interpretations for me in readings. For this particular one, I do feel for those of you, again, who are planning to get married or were already married, this is a couple here that's disconnecting and retreating from the marriage, retreating from each other, disconnecting, no longer together. That's what I'm picking up from that. Now, look at the progression of the next few cards, however. We do have, this could be the one. We have a honeymoon. And then we've got children. So, my feminines, this is what you're wanting. What you're wanting is the whole dream, the big package, the happy marriage, the happy life, to be able to build your life with your masculine, somebody who can love you, somebody who will treat you right. It could be this King of Cups, who could be your person, who could follow through with a marriage and a long-term commitment, to be able to build a family with you and have children with you. These are all potentials of what could come in for you as a result of detaching, of walking away from a partnership that just did not offer you what it is that you deserve or what it is that you were looking for. That's what I'm picking up, guys. All right, so let's add to this with my self-created deck. This is the Woman's Intuition Oracle. We'll grab some dialogue from here, Aries, and simply allow the Divine Feminine to get things off her chest, to just say it. Say what you gotta say, feminines, to the masculine. What is it that you want to say? Angels and Spirit Guides for Aries, for this bonus reading, for the Divine Feminine. And I do understand, you know, some of you went through hell and back with this relationship, but there's a part of your heart that might still care and love for this person. What do you want? Never mind, I already know. And when it comes to this person who abandoned you, who hurt you, it's like, what do you want? Possibly they wanted out. They wanted to explore other relationships. Next message. What else, please, for Aries? We have You're My Man. This King of Cups certainly could be somebody that is deserving of your time, of your love. The next message. You trigger me in ways no other man ever has. That could be this person right here who hurt you. This is the next message. You were the best mistake I ever made. And my interpretation of this in this particular reading is that if this relationship that went bad never happened, you would never know what it would be like to find that ideal partner, because you wouldn't have this to compare it to. So this, I feel, again, for those of you resonating with this, it's a blessing in disguise that this mistake was made. Look at this next one. Totally makes sense for this reading. Cupid's fucking arrow missed. Hell yes, it sure did. It hurt you. But Cupid has the potential to get it right also and bring you the divine masculine that you're looking for. That is what's coming in for my divine feminines, I feel. So it hasn't been an easy journey when it comes to love and romance. There have been some painful endings in partnerships here, but moving forward, you have the capability of finding the happiness that you're meant to have. That one person who can be the one for you. So hang in there, feminines. You can still find the love that you deserve. Definitely. All right, guys. So that's what I'm getting when it comes to the divine feminine portion of this reading. Let's now take a look at the divine masculine. It may or may not tie in with this storyline. It might, but it doesn't always. So let's take a look at the divine masculine here and what's going on there. All right, so this is the divine masculine energy oracle cards deck by Flames of Alchemy. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Aries. How is the connection affecting my divine masculine here? God, this keeps coming up. Masculine shadow. My masculines are in the shadow. This is somebody who's got some shadow work that needs to be done, healing that needs to be done. Some of my masculines are feeling trapped for some reason. This is a storyline that keeps popping up for some reason this time around, and I'm not quite sure why. So if you resonate with this for the masculine, there's a reason why it keeps presenting itself. My masculines could certainly be very charming in personality and how they carry themselves. We also have service. So when it comes to work, career, finances, this as well as a part of their vibe coming through here. We also have takeoff. Somebody who's in that takeoff mode is not going to stick around. And part of the interpretation here too, since we do have this trapped energy, is for those masculines who are feeling like their hands are tied, all they want to do is take off and just break free from whatever is keeping them trapped. For some of my masculines, it could be a job that they're not happy in. Whatever this service represents, they want to take off from that. They're not happy. Maybe they're at a bad job. They're just not fulfilled, I feel. We also have this spiteful energy here, which could represent a person that the masculine is interacting with, somebody who can be mean and cruel and not be the nicest person. This could be a boss who's impossible to deal with if it's got something to do with the masculine's job. That's just a part of the interpretation I'm feeling here. Somebody who might be stuck at a dead-end job maybe, and that's what's contributing to this masculine shadow also. That's interesting. But when it comes to love and romance, I do feel some of my masculines are feeling like their hands are tied for some reason and are wanting to break free, wanting to take off and not be there. Interesting. So let's add to this with some tarot for the divine masculine. Let's see what else. This is the palette deck by Salviadora of Eat, Read, Love, Aries. So let's continue. Let's see what else is going on with the divine masculine and how life and the situation and the relationship is affecting the masculine at this time. Angels and spirit guides, please. We've got the King of Wands. Okay, so my masculine's coming through as the King of Wands in this particular reading. The King of Wands is somebody who might want to just put love on hold for now, especially if they're just wanting to explore their options. Maybe that's why we've got this takeoff energy. So what I'm picking up here for some of you, this doesn't apply to everybody, someone, a masculine who's trapped in a relationship, they don't want to be in that relationship. They want to explore their other options and see what else is out there. Wanting to take off. That's what I'm picking up from that. We have the Nine of Cups, which is water energy here. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So the Nine of Cups is satisfaction. It's emotional stability. It's also tapped into luxury. And sometimes for me, it's also, in this particular instance, a masculine who might be drinking a little bit too much also. We have the Ace of Cups right after that. So my masculines are going to have to work to fill their own cup of love in order to be able to extend that cup to the one divine feminine that they want to extend that cup to. And as long as my masculine is in the shadow, this could be a bit of a struggle to be able to fill that cup of love, to just love himself, see himself with very gentle eyes, and to just be able to not be so nitpicky and too critical of himself is what I'm feeling here. Because this is a beautiful energy right here. This can represent new love, certainly. A deep connection with somebody. But when we've got this divine masculine in the King of Wands energy, who just wants to put love on hold, not ready to commit, not wanting to settle down, just wanting to take off. Regardless of a deep connection that comes in for the masculine, he might not stick around regardless. And then we've got the Six of Wands here, which the feminine also ended up getting. Once again, victory, success. The Six of Wands too is about public reward. So when it comes to my masculine's job, perhaps he might receive an award at his job, publicly recognized for his efforts. But I'm still feeling that he just might not be really happy at his job. I don't know why the references of work are coming in here for me, but it is. He might be actually successful at that job. He just doesn't like it. But when it comes to love and romance, there's this potential for this masculine to actually fulfilled and happy and successful in a relationship. You know, it's almost like the universe is handing this masculine this silver platter full of love, and he doesn't want it. He just wants to put things on hold for now. It's like, okay, thank you, but I'm not ready for that right now. That's what I'm picking up from this particular masculine. It's like, I just want to, not settle down. I want to take off and see what else is out there. I don't want to feel tied down or trapped in a situation. And he could certainly be using his charms to, attract potential suitors here. He actually has the capability of fulfilling a divine feminine's wishes, but he doesn't want to. That's what I'm picking up from this. He can have a new beginning with somebody, but he doesn't want that. He can also bring forward the Ten of Cups into a situation in a love connection, but he's not ready for that. That is what I'm picking up from this masculine. Not ready to commit and make this Ten of Cups energy a reality. He wants to take off from that. That's what I'm picking up from this particular masculine. So if you're feminine tuning in and watching for a masculine, and if you resonate with this, this is giving you a bit of an explanation as to why he doesn't want to settle down, why he doesn't want to commit. He wants to explore. He's not ready. He's not ready. We have the Six of Coins, Six of Pentacles, Earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. So the Six of Pentacles is all about giving and receiving. There has to be equality there, equal give and take. One person can't be giving all the time. They have to be able to receive as well. So if things are a little bit out of balance here in a partnership, perhaps that's because this masculine is giving too much to himself rather than to the connection, to the relationship. That's what I'm getting from that when it comes to this particular scenario. All right, so let's add to this, guys. Still focusing on Divine Masculine. This is the Masculine's Madness. This is a deck by Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. So let's see what else needs to come through when it comes to the Divine Masculine here and how things are going for the masculine when it comes to this connection. What I do feel so far is I've got a Divine Masculine here who is not ready to commit. That's the bottom line. It's like there's love that wants to come in or is already here and he just is not ready for it or is not wanting to settle down quite yet. He doesn't want to be tied down, is what I'm feeling. I'm drowning in my despair for you, despair. Okay. So what I'm getting here is this could be a masculine who had his heart broken in the past, which is contributing maybe to the masculine shadow energy right here. He knows what it's like to have his heart broken. He could have also been married before or in a committed relationship. And so maybe right now he's just not wanting to settle down, not wanting to go back to any sort of commitment because he knows what it's like for that commitment to be broken. There could also be a past love that he might still be holding on to. So rather than healing from that and dealing with it, he's choosing to run away from it. We also have cold shoulder. I miss your warmth. See, there's somebody here that he's missing that might have turned him away, that might be giving him the cold shoulder. Look at this next message. I can't let go, grasping. This is all contributing to why this masculine is in the shadows. I am sorry for turning my back the times you needed me most. Betrayal. So somebody could have betrayed this masculine or he betrayed somebody. He's been through a bit of a rough journey himself, but I feel some of these experiences were self-induced. And last one, I'm no good, toxic. And he knows it. He's recognizing it within himself that he's toxic and that he's just not a good partner to be with at this time. That's what I'm getting when it comes to the Divine Masculine here. All right, we're going to add to this, guys, with some romantic confessions from the Divine Masculine. This is a deck that was gifted to me by my soul sister, Sister Moon Tarot. So we'll add to this. Let's take a look. Angels and Spirit Guides for Aries for this bonus reading for the Divine Masculine. What is it that the Divine Masculine wants to confess? I wish things would have gone differently between us. Yeah. I just feel here for some of my masculines, it's like perhaps he realized that he could have handled things way differently. And having these regrets after all was said and done. It's like, we're done, So it's a time for reflection and realizing, okay, I could have definitely handled that in a whole different way. Let's add to this. What else? What else, please, for the masculine here? It is because of you that I know what unconditional love is. Whoever this past love is that broke this masculine's heart also affected him to this point of realizing and knowing what unconditional love actually feels like. But there's also a part of this masculine that I feel is broken and unable to offer that unconditional love to someone else. And I mean, ultimately, this Ace of Cups is, again, being able to love oneself, self-love. He needs to be able to fill that cup of love with unconditional love for himself, so that he can offer it to the divine feminine that's deserving of that cup of love. Next message. I don't know how to love as courageously as you do. See, he struggles with that. So this masculine might actually have this amazing divine feminine who just wants to be able to be with him and love him. And he's just pushing her away. He wants to take off and explore and not be settled down and not commit and not be exclusive. Next message. The timing just wasn't right when we met. Yep, timing's a little bit off here. The timing is a little bit off. Let's grab a couple more. I wish you and I could have true alone time together and say all the things we never got to say. So that's interesting. Some of my masculines could certainly be coming forward with this message to the feminine, especially knowing that the situation was not handled properly or in a good way. And maybe after this masculine has done healing on himself and taken the time to go through that process of doing that shadow work and getting out of this dark energy of toxicity, that would be a good time to actually come together with the divine feminine to just have this heart-to-heart conversation. And lastly, this keeps coming through also. I just got scared. He got scared. He got spooked. Afraid of commitment. Afraid of getting hurt because someone else hurt him. You know, hurt people. So yeah. All right, so let's add to this. This is my self-created deck. This is called the Thinking Man Oracle. So we're going to grab some additional dialogue messages from the divine masculine here, Aries. And as always, guys, take whichever message resonates with you, because not every single one will. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Aries, for this bonus reading. For the divine masculine, what is it that the masculine needs to say to the feminine here? I've got a masculine who's in a dark place, who's in the shadows. You're my everything. Why couldn't I tell you this while I had you in my life? So this masculine has lots of regrets going on here. Now this is interesting because from the feminines we ended up getting the total opposite energy. Hold on, I'll show you if I can find it. And that's why I created this deck the way I did. Okay, so from the feminines, remember this came forward, Cupid's fucking arrow missed. And this is the next card for the masculines. Cupid's arrow hit me hard. So he fell in love with somebody that broke his heart. That's what I'm feeling here. So because someone hurt him, he ended up hurting the divine feminine. Because someone else ended up hurting him. So he did the hurting to somebody else. And now he's coming through saying, I'm sorry. An apology. Long overdue, perhaps. Let's grab a couple more. You're divine and delicious. So certainly those intimate moments with the divine feminine, there's still an attraction here. It's just that he's just not able to offer a long-term commitment right now. You know, the intimacy, maybe. The physical aspect of the connection, that's not a problem. But when it comes to the emotional part of it, that's where he falls short. All right, last one. I don't show you that I care because I'm afraid to open my heart fully. The truth is that you hold a very special place in my heart. You see that? He's afraid. We already know he's afraid. He's stated it. I just got scared. And it is this fear that's actually holding him back from exposing himself to the feminine and being vulnerable and just letting that love in. And so instead, what's coming through here, especially with that King of Wands energy, is he's putting love on hold. And it's possibly the best love that he's ever going to find, but he's self-sabotaging himself. And the reason why he's self-sabotaging is because he hasn't healed whatever happened to him in the past. Plain and simple, guys. He needs to heal what happened to him in the past so that he can stop that cycle of hurting people, because he needs to stop hurting himself first. Dang. Okay. Let's grab Romance Angels once again. Angels and Spirit Guides for Aries, please, for this bonus reading. When it comes to love and romance for this divine masculine, what's up? Okay, very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So maybe this masculine is finally coming to the realization that if he does not do something to fix this, this could certainly be a love that escapes him. That's not going to be a part of his life. You know, a missed opportunity. We have passion coming through. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And this exactly is what this masculine needs to do, is to allow his heart to feel again, to be happy again, to be joyful, to experience that 10 of Cups. But I really feel because he's afraid to allow this passion to come in to his life, whether that's passion towards his career or whatever it is that he does for a living, or passion that he puts into his relationships. That's what I'm picking up from that. What else? Attraction, okay? So you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And I feel certainly this masculine, once he heals his energy, he has, of course, the capability of attracting love, of bringing this beautiful love into his life. He needs to stop self-sabotaging. And it all starts here. You see, love yourself first, masculines. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Absolutely. Because these charms can only go so far, you know? And after a while, you just get to see the real person of who they really are on the inside. And if they're not attractive or charming on the inside, that eventually is going to present itself. So masculines need to do this. Because once they're loving themselves and filling that cup of love, then they can extend that love beyond themselves and actually find happiness. You know? So that's what I'm picking up when it comes to the divine masculine for this situation here, guys. So let's close this out. Let's go ahead and combine the energies for both the feminine and the masculine. And let's take a look and see what we have going on future-wise when it comes to this connection. That was some pretty heavy stuff. All right, so hopefully if this is your story, you were able to resonate with what came through. This is The Journey of Love by Bridget Rao of Divine Essentials. For Aries, please, angels and spirit guides for this bonus reading. All right, some final thoughts here. Let's tie it all together. Look at that, guys. Eternity, eternally yours. So I really feel here, given some time, that the divine feminine and divine masculine can come together and be able to build a life towards long-term commitment, towards marriage, towards building a family, just finding true happiness, that Ten of Cups energy. You know, right now, there is this speechless vibe going on between both of you. I can't find the right words for now, but I feel given enough time, you know, both the feminine and masculine will be able to just sit down and really talk things through and open up your hearts to just being able to love each other and build a life together. And then we've got this wish that's represented here, the number 13, a fresh start, which is beautiful. Let's grab a few more here. What else, please, for Aries on this journey of love? Look at that. Number 1, I promise I'll never let go. Infinite. Eternity. Infinity. That is where this is going to end up. Look at the next card. This is crazy. Union. Number 4, I can't wait to dance with you into eternity. Do you see that? And last one, I'm so cold without you. Warmth, number 12. So if any of these numbers are jumping out at you, bottom of the deck, my gosh, Destiny, number 39, I want forever with you. Do you see that? So this is the progression, guys, of this relationship. So things might not be working out right now. And we might have a masculine who's just in takeoff mode and not ready to settle down and just putting love on hold. But that's not the vibe or energy that my masculines are going to be in forever. I feel eventually you guys are going to get onto the same page and be able to build a life to make promises that can actually last forever here and have a brand new beginning. It's beautiful. All right, Aries, so that's what I've got for you. I do hope whatever part of this reading resonated with you, whether you watch the whole thing or just one portion of it. I do thank you for tuning in. And if you're interested in your own personal private reading, all of that info is down below in the description box. And I'll be back real soon, guys, with more readings. Take care. See you next time.